Minutes to Mr. Espaillat from New York.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I always like to come to these budget hearings and meetings because we hear these catchy slogans like keeping Americans strong and out of control spending, and how the last elections were a dramatic landslide, although the victory is only by 2 million votes as opposed to 2020 when Biden won by 7 million votes. But of course, that election was stolen, right? So we like to hear about these slogans, but Dr. Elmendorf, I want to talk to you about how these proposed cuts to vital programs in my district impact not just families, but the economy as well. Let's take, for example, Head Start, one of the surviving programs from the 60s. And it says it very clearly, Head Start. That means that a little kid that goes to a Head Start program has an added advantage, a Head Start, when they get to the first or second grade in a regular public school. And the data is there to show that they do far better academically, and many of them get from Head Start to Harvard. But in addition to this great program, a Head Start program also gives a mom the ability to go to work and has an impact on the economy, and she will pay taxes. So I want to see, Dr. Elmendorf, what are the connections between these proposed cuts to programs like the Head Start program, and not just the families that it will impact on a daily basis, in a real way, but on the economy. There has to be an impact there. Anybody that ignores that is foolish to think that if you don't give a little kid an added Head Start, that kid may get from Head Start to Harvard. And what impact could it have on the economy? Could you share that with us?
Thank you, Congressman. I think you're right to point out that behind these numbers that we'll talk about in gatherings like this, there are people, real people, who are receiving benefits or paying taxes, or both in many cases, and that the government support can matter a huge amount to what they and their families experience. Head Start is one of the number of government programs where economic evidence developed over the last decade of research has shown a long-term benefit of the short-term investments, so that not only is spending today benefiting people today, it is helping them and their children to thrive more in the future. And I think that's one of the aspects of policy that you and your colleagues should keep in mind as you decide where to raise taxes and cut spending to put the deficit on a better path.
I mean, clearly there has been an erosion of the U.S. revenue base because I believe of failed tax policy that has eliminated, and by giving the very rich in corporate America tax break, our revenues. And as a result, you say the deficit is connected to out of control spending. I think the deficit is connected by corporate welfare, and the fact that we're not getting the revenues that we should be getting to give a little boy, a little girl the opportunity to go to Head Start, and a mom the opportunity to be productive and to go to work. I want to go now and to close, because I know I only have a minute, about going and talk about immigration, because I know that immigration was also like a big issue during this past election cycle. And 18.6% of the U.S. labor force are often employing key industries, agriculture, healthcare. They take care of our sick, they take care of our little kids, they take care of our frail seniors, our immigrants. They mow our lawns, they're everywhere. I bet some members here of the U.S. Congress must be connected to the employment of some of them at some point or the other. What do you see in terms of the workforce and supplementing our workforce if these massive deportations, so-called massive deportations, occur?
Well, Congressman, if deportations at anything like the scale that the president-elect has mentioned were to take place, that would be hugely disruptive to the economy. as you know, there are certain sectors of the economy where a very large share of the workers.
How would it impact the agricultural industry?
That's exactly one of the sectors where a very large share of workers apparently are in the country without and working without.
Do you think that it will
authorization.
impact our ability to get fruits and vegetables on our table?
Again, if deportations occurred on anything like the scale that's been discussed, yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
I thank the gentleman, and now yield 5 minutes to my friend from Texas, Mr. Chip Roy.